Showtime, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shogun Zorra and thank you for tuning in. And today I want to talk about the final episode of Black Clover. If you don't know, Black Clover is ending. No, it's ended already. The anime has ended. It doesn't mean it's cancelled, just the anime just ended. Probably on pause. And yes, I want to talk about the final episode of Black Clover and Black Clover in general. My thoughts, why I love the series and what I think is the future of Black Clover. So yeah, let's get started. So episode 170, the last episode of Black Clover, in the episode we saw the backstory of Liebe, right? I felt it was kind of a bit short because in the manga it was also that short, but I felt like I wish it was a bit more, the backstory should have been a bit longer because I would have liked to see some different interaction that we saw compared to the manga. Also, not really different, I want to see more. And yes, of course, unfortunately, yes, we know now what happened to Asta's mom and Liebe's relationship with Asta's mom. Technically, Liebe is the son of Asta's mom, Lisita. If you don't know, Liebe is German, it means love. I'm German, so I know what it means. I felt very surprised when I saw the name in the manga, and I felt it was kind of more messed up if you know the meaning and then you see the whole story about Liebe and Lisita. And am I the only one who thinks Lisita's voice fits her, but I felt like also it's kind of a bit too young. Am I the only one who thinks it's kind of a bit too young compared to other female character leads that we saw in Black Clover who are around her age? I think she probably was in the mid-20s or early 20s to mid-20s when we first time see her. Of course, the backstory was sad, like after all this stuff happened to Liebe and finally finding warmth with Asta's mom, like finally he has her own family. Of course, unfortunately she died, and yes, the real reason why Asta went berserk against Dante, it was also a big factor because of Liebe, because after Asta seeing and Liebe and Asta seeing how Ghost gets a sword paid through his stomach, it was very similar to how Lisita died. That's probably the reason why Asta went berserk. Not only because Asta saw Ghost get impaled, Liebe had to witness the same thing again by the same enemy who killed his mother. So yes, probably that's what I really like. Both of them went berserk for almost exact same reasoning. So yeah, of course, after the backstory, the episode continues with the fight between Liebe and Asta, and then the fight was pretty good. Yes, it was really good and amazing, I would say. In the manga, it was exactly like this, but it was kind of a bit, I felt like in the manga was kind of a bit more short. It was a bit shorter, but the anime they stretched out a little bit more, and we had good choreography, good cool swords fights, and the animation was on point. I really enjoyed it, I really loved it, and it was so amazing. You can see Asta's raw strength compared to Liebe. Of course, that makes sense because Liebe uses anti-magic and Asta doesn't have any magic, so Asta's not at a disadvantage, and sort of Liebe also, because Liebe cannot be in an advantage because Asta doesn't use any magic. Also, what I really enjoyed in the anime compared to the manga, of course we see in the anime how Asta fought against various enemies and learned from different people he met, and also we saw a bit more of it in the anime. Of course, in the anime we saw like the 5 main person who Asta fought, who had swords also, but in the anime we also saw more of the other people he learned from or he has met, and how his journey continued to grow, and how Asta became a stronger person. I really enjoyed it because you can also see how Asta evolved from being a normal person who doesn't have any magic to now probably one of the most respectable, strongest character in Black Clover. Of course, Asta defeats Liebe, and yes, instead of Asta wanting to like Nacht suggested. If you don't know, Nacht is also German, means night, like the sun night, like this. And like Nacht suggested, he wanted that Asta gets full full power of Liebe. Like Liebe has to obey him, but Asta says no because of Liebe, he's the reason why Asta could go so far because of anti-magic. So Asta and Liebe becomes friends, and of course Liebe sees the resemblance in Asta, and Liebe sees the resemblance from Lisita in Asta, and realize that Asta is the son of Lisita, and yes, to become friends. Technically, they are brothers. Technically, yes, Liebe is the adopted brother of Asta. Yes, they are brothers. So it's sort of a bigger connection than this. So I really enjoyed this to see, and also was really happy to see this also in the manga. And now, yes. Also, now we know the reason why Asta doesn't have any mana. Technically, Asta would have born with mana, but because of Lisita has body steals mana, life energy for them. So that's kind of sad. Also, we know the reason why Asta was brought to the church, because Lisita couldn't have Asta with him, because if Asta would continue to stay with Lisita, Asta would have probably died, and probably in the womb, Asta mana got absorbed, so Asta was a mana-less boy. That's kind of messed up. That's messed up. Why Asta doesn't have any mana? It's just messed up. And now this question is, who was Asta's father? Because if okay, everybody can think for themselves what I'm currently thinking right now. But yes, now we know Asta's backstory, like why Asta was brought to the church, and Asta being mana-less, the only person in Black Clover who doesn't have any mana. So yeah, also we saw in the last, like after Asta and Liebe gets to be friends, we see like everybody's preparing for the invasion against the Spade Kingdom, and surprisingly we saw, yes, like I said, everybody's preparing, but we see also Zorra and Magna, even though after the time skip in the manga we haven't seen them since. Also right now, currently in the manga, we haven't seen them. Also, but in the anime they showed, of course, these two characters, because this is the final arc. This is the final episode, so probably they won't include everybody else. Also, the episode in general, the episode was really good. I really enjoyed it, and like the animation was good. We saw everybody, and the music, of course, it was expected. We're going to see. I thought it was obvious we're going to see the first opening of Black Clover. I thought we were going to see in the fight against Yami and Asta vs. Dante, but they didn't. It was also good, but it also perfectly fit in with the final episodes, and also with the ending from the news ending of Black Clover, it also fit very well. So the atmosphere and everybody. Yes, Black Clover is now coming to an end. So that was the final episode of Black Clover. I thought the episode was really well done, and I think that was the perfect cutting point to end the series. So yes, now we see Asta's relationship with his devil, Liebe, and now they're brothers, and everything fits so well. And this was, like I said, the perfect cutting point to end the show. It was also my prediction. I had this prediction after like a few weeks ago that we're going to cut this end the series at this point. Okay, now yes. The future of Black Clover. What I think about Black Clover, the manga is still continuing, so that means if you want to read Black Clover, you can read the manga, so the manga still continue. And I really wished we've seen, like in the final episode, like in the last second, like a split second, like a quick flash of us, how it would look like if Asta and Liebe would fight together, if they work together. Like we already seen this in the manga, so yeah. But I won't continue more because of spoilers. Yes, right now, Black Clover is getting a movie. I called it in my video about the news, Black Clover is ending and stuff. So yes, my prediction, like I said, I think Black Clover is going to be off for a while, and then maybe in this time we're going to get Bleach, the anime Bleach, and then after Bleach is done, they will bring back Black Clover in it like weekly or seasonal. But many people predict seasonal. Seasonal would be really good if they would do like I said. How would I want it? Like 24 each year, 24 episodes would be really good. I think would fit everything very well. And yes, Black Clover gets a movie. I'm excited. Finally, Black Clover was one of the only new gen anime I would say doesn't have a movie. We got also announced My Hero gets a movie, Jujutsu Kaisen gets a movie. Yes, Boruto also had a movie. For freaking sake, Demon Slayer also had a movie. Now I'm really happy that Black Clover got a movie. So yeah, I don't know what's going to be about. I don't know where the time. I don't think it would be canon to the manga. It could be, but I don't know. But because I don't think so. I don't think it would be canon because there's no time frame where this movie could take place except of the 6 months training time skip. But we already seen a lot of stuff what happened to us and the other characters in the filler episodes, sort of filler canon episodes. So I'm really excited to see because finally Black Clover gets a movie. I've talked about it that Black Clover was one of the only new gen anime that doesn't have a movie. Yes, Black Clover as a series, I really enjoyed Black Clover because finally, right now in the anime community, Black Clover gets a lot now recognition as a good anime because in the past, Black Clover didn't have a really great start and the animation was not the best. But now Black Clover, the animation was on point. We had really good fights. Yami and Asta was probably one of the best new gen anime fights that we had. I really hope this gets nominated for the Crunchyroll award. One of the should be nominated. I don't know if it would win. I hope so, but I don't know. Of course, we get more animes coming up. So yes, finally Black Clover gets more recognition from the anime. Of course, we knew in the community Black Clover is a good show, and Black Clover has one of the most consistent, really good openings. And what I like about the show is, of course, the characters. I love the characters and the story and the progression of Asta, one of the most an underdog character like Deku or other characters we've seen like with the Zero to Hero progress. And I really love Asta because he doesn't depend really on anyone else, because Asta was born without mana. He was legit the only character in Black Clover who doesn't have any mana, but yes, he still worked through it, and because of that he got advantage of being physically strong compared to other characters. Legit, Asta, it was stated that Asta was the second strongest character in Black Clover physically. Only without magic, Asta was the second strongest character. Of course, the first character was Yami, but what I really like about Asta. Asta is, you could say Asta is mostly self-taught. Of course, in swordsman skills, he got taught by many people he met and fought against. But Asta, because he has no magic and he has mana anti-magic, so nobody can relate to how Asta should work. And Asta discovered by himself how to use anti-magic and discovered by himself the black forms. And this is what I really like about Asta. Continues to grow. It's not independent of anyone. Of course, what I really love about Asta, also he trained very hard for his goals and constantly trying to improve himself. And of course, like Noelle, I would say Noelle is one of the best characters, female character lead in shonen right now. Of course, Nobara and other characters are good, but Noelle, like I always say, Sakura is what Sakura was sort of tried to portray like Noelle, but it didn't really work out. But Noelle, you see her character growth. Like in the beginning of the show, she couldn't really use magic, but of course she continued, and you can see her one of the weakest, or wasn't weakest, but one of the characters who was really capable now of one of the strongest character ever. You can see her progression really well and really enjoyable. And I really love Black Clover. Like I said, I enjoy Black Clover. I started Black Clover while I had around 50 episodes. I started Black Clover when Dragon Ball Super was ending. Dragon Ball is in general my favorite show, and I needed an anime that I can watch weekly without worrying about when it's going to end. Unfortunately, it's ended, but I really enjoyed it, and yes, it was an enjoyable ride, even though the animation was not often on point. Yes, but now the anime got more consistent. Everybody respects us more. Unfortunately, right now, Black Clover had to end. But of course, you can always read the manga, of course. And yes, that's my thought about Black Clover. Like I said, the music is good, character really enjoyable and I would say also relatable. It had really memorable quotes also in Black Clover from different characters, and we had really amazing fights. really good fights. Example, Yunan after vs Leicht, Yami after vs Dante, the captain fights, and so many more. Yes, that's what I want to say about Black Clover. I'm really happy that Black Clover got animated, and Black Clover was there when I needed it to watch something more enjoyable. Yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider punch the like button and subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned for Friday or Sunday. I will upload another video for Eden Zero, what you need to know about Eden Zero before watching it. Yes, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, let your life shine bright, and peace.